Welcome back to the Sam Morgan Show. I'm your host, Sam Morgan. This is episode 12, and we're going to get cracking here. As you can see, I am in a different environment than usual. I'm in a hotel room here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We are out here at our men's volleyball nationals for Park University, and yeah, we're going to have a good time. So I got some good topics here. And the reason I'm filming here, because I told you guys last episode, for those that watched, all 6 of you, that I'd be filming every Sunday, and we're going to stick to that this time, even though I said that last time and I didn't stick to it. We're going to do it this time. So we're here. We're going to film. I've got a couple good topics, and if you hear anything in the background, that's Josiah. He was in episode like 5 or 6. I don't remember, but if you heard that, that was him. He's here. Yeah, let's dive right in. So we're going to recap real quick of episode 11. I added, if you watched, some music and some editing in the intro and the outro. Well, that actually got a copyright strike on YouTube. So I don't have, I don't know if that had anything to do with the like the views and the engagement rates. Obviously, I don't get that much engagement rates or views anyway, but it's kind of like particularly less than the other ones. So I think I'm going to steer away from any of the music and stuff just so that I don't get a copyright strike on a 21 Pilots song again. Doubt is a very good song, by the way. That's what I use in the intro, but we're going to steer clear of that because I want more views. And, I need to grow the show, not tear it down. So, yeah. So if you see some editing, it might be very vaguely there and very infrequent, but probably not very much music anymore. Our first topic is the death penalty, capital punishment. It's a very, I think it's a very popular opinion in America that it is necessary. There have been states that have had firing squads. We do it by electric, like pulsing. Obviously, they used to do, this is way really long time ago, but they used to do the big, I forget what it's called, but they have the big blade that drops and cuts off your head. Yeah, that was like France, but there's all sorts of different ways to do capital punishment. But recently, I've been hearing from the Pope and things like that it's not actually the best way to go about things, and that's not what Catholics teach. The Catholic Church teaches, and so it's made me think because I've heard a bunch of people speak on it, and then some people, I've heard Charlie Kirk speak on it, I've heard the Pope speak on it, I've heard on, a bunch of different politicians talk about it, and some people it's like, oh, it makes sense, like this person killed this person, so they took a life, so we're gonna take their life. Like, it makes sense, but then I hear like the Pope say, or somebody else say, oh yeah, we shouldn't do that. Like, what if they're not? What if we can't find sufficient evidence and then we kill them anyway, and then we kill the innocent person because we found the guilty person? That wouldn't be good. So, I don't know. I need to learn more about the death penalty. I think a lot of Christians, including Catholics, need to learn more about the death penalty because it's obviously a very serious solution to any situation. Um, Catholics believe in giving everybody a natural lifespan, so not aborting babies and not dying by anything other than natural death, if that's by disease, if that's by old age. Catholics really don't like suicide or assisted suicide either, which obviously nobody likes suicide, or at least they shouldn't. And assisted suicide is definitely something that Catholics don't like, and a lot of people do like it, and they shouldn't And that one really makes me confused. But that's not the topic right now. The death penalty is. So I'm going to continue to learn. I'll talk about it in the future again. And I'll let you guys know what I come up with when I do some more research. Moving on, there was a White House shooting recently. And this kind of goes with the death penalty. Nobody died at this shooting a couple of days ago, but there have been people that died, and there have been people that have gotten injured from these outbursts of political violence. And it's been like an ongoing and definitely growing thing here in America recently over the past, I would say, a couple of years probably. And maybe you can slim it down a little bit more than that, a couple of, year and a half, year. We've seen the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I know some other people have died. I think there's a congressman or somebody that was shot or something. Maybe last year. I don't know. But political violence is not the solution to any of these political issues. They're talking about, getting shot for speaking, getting shot and killed for speaking, and that's like, just to think about that slightly critically makes you realize that that's crazy. And there are people that don't realize that that's crazy. There are people that would want people to die for those things that they say. And a lot of those people are of the mindset that the people they want killed are not allowing other people to have free speech. But in reality, the people that want to kill the people that are speaking are the people that don't want those other people to have free speech. That sounded really confusing. But you have a speaker. You have the person that wants the speaker to die. The speaker is, let's just use Charlie Kirk as an example, is talking to people and allowing them free speech to him and a platform to do it. He has a massive platform. This person wants Charlie Kirk to die for the things he says because this person thinks that Charlie Kirk is taking away people's free speech. When in reality, the person that wants Charlie Kirk dead is taking away free speech. And so it's not just about taking away free speech. It's about the lives at stake when there shouldn't be lives at stake. It's a lose-lose because there's no gain after any of these people die. Like, it doesn't matter the side of the table you sit on. It doesn't matter your beliefs. There is no positive that comes out of you dying for a political effort because somebody didn't like what you said. No point in that whatsoever. And so when we have this type of discrepancy between people that believe in that and people that don't believe in that, and we get this political violence, a lot of these people make their relationships political. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about friendships, relationships with your parents, relationships with your loved ones. I've seen this very dramatically in my life. People don't want to hear my political stuff, and people definitely dislike what I have to say. And I don't think the mic picked that up, but if it did, that's hilarious. Josiah might have blown a hole in the bed over there. Continuing on, though, we'll see something in the news like, oh, this athlete supported this person, and then all the comments on the post are like, oh, we're gonna cancel this person, or oh, we're not supporting this person anymore. Oh, I used to like this person, and I'm like, why? Like, why are we gonna take away from the fact that this person is a really good athlete because of who they support politically? That that is the most like that person's got to be you got to be delirious to think that that is what you should be thinking. Like, how does somebody come out and support a presidential candidate and you're like, oh, I don't want to be friends with that person anymore? At a very fundamental level, it is not hard to still have a successful and cordial relationship with somebody that you disagree with about anything. It doesn't have to be politics, anything. And that's why when I see things like this, if it's an athlete or if it's a celebrity or if it's just your average Joe, people are always hating. And you'd be surprised because when you start sharing, like I have, it's actually a lot of the closest people around you that dislike what you're saying, especially if you don't know them very well, is the big key. If it's your closest friends and family, they probably are on somewhat of an agreement with you. But it's the people that are, if you have your close friends circle and then you move out and you have just the friends that you know, but you're not really that close with them, those people probably don't like what you're having to say and are probably talking about you behind your back. And people have let these political relationships change their whole brain chemistry, their whole mind of how they think about relationships. It's one of the main things that people ask and talk about when getting to know somebody or learning about somebody. They'll ask if they have a mutual friend, they'll ask the friend, "Oh, hey, what's this person leaning, red or blue?" Or, you know, that type of thing. They'll be like, "Oh shoot, I don't want to talk to this guy." Like, maybe you should think about this for a second and say, is who they're going to vote for or who they support, is that going to matter more than the connection I can have for this person or with this person? Is that going to matter? Really? At a very, very base, fundamental level of friendships, relationships, it does not matter. Now, when you go a step further and you get into a romantic relationship, it does matter. That's when it does matter, because if this is somebody that you are going to marry or have a long-term relationship with, and you can't agree on these things, then yes, you should not be on that level of a relationship with them. You should just be at a friend, acquaintance, colleague type of level with them. We're going to move on from that, though, because that can get a real downer vibe going. We're going to talk about some discipline, because I mentioned it last episode that was one of the things I need to work on with this podcast, with just my life in general, with working out, reading, gaining knowledge, my faith, all of this. Motivation isn't going to work. It's got to be discipline. You just have to go. You just have to do it, and do it consistently. So, this is a corny, cringe quote. Day one or one day. I don't know who said it. I know The Rock said it, but I don't know if he's the person that came up with it. But are you going to be that person that says, all right, we're going to start right now? Or are we going to say, okay, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start the next day. I'll start Monday next week. Like, that type of mentality just shows if you actually are wanting to change your mindset and build that discipline. Um, and usually when building discipline, it has to do with your habits, because usually it's a habit that you have to break, and to break one, you have to build a new one. You have to replace it with something. It's not just taking away one; it's switching it out. And so with that, it's better to have slow growth, meaning you're not necessarily, you're definitely not going to be 100% disciplined the first day. You're not going to do that. You're going to do it the first day, and then maybe you won't. Or maybe you'll do a percentage and a percentage and a percentage, and you won't be all the way there for a long time. It's going to take weeks, months, maybe years, depending on how hard the thing is you're trying to be disciplined at. And so taking that slow growth is better than not starting at all or starting a lot later. Time is such a valuable asset when you're trying to grow your discipline. And so when you're in this slow growth, like I said, it's not going to be 100%. You're not going to have 100% of day one. You're going to have to go positive, 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 positive. Maybe you have a negative. You probably will. You'll probably be more like positive, negative, 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 and then positive, positive. You go back up. The thing you really want, though, and this is me talking about some stocks. I look at the stock market. You want it to just be an uptrend. It's not going to be a linear, straight line. You're not going to go from not disciplined at all to only being disciplined. It's going to go up, down, up a little bit, down some more, and then it's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to go up and down, up and down. But you want it to be more up than down. If you can get to a point where you are trending up in your discipline, that is where you want to be. That is how you learn. You learn by going up and making that mistake and falling back down and then getting up again. That is how you grow. And anything, not just discipline. And so how I'm seeing it, well, I'm seeing it in my faith. I downloaded the Hallow app, and I've been praying the rosary. I didn't pray it yesterday, but before that, I prayed for 6 days straight, the rosary, every day. And then I prayed today. I did it today. And for the past 4 days, I think it's 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. Today would be day 5. I haven't done it yet today, but I've listened to the Bible being read and monologued, I guess, over by Father Mike Schmitz for those past 4 days, 4 in a row. Like I started 4 days ago, so it's been an uptrend so far. If I missed today, that would not be good, but I'm not going to miss today. I'm going to listen to it probably when I get done here at this podcast. So it's things like that. The rosary, I missed it yesterday. I forgot about it. I had a downtrend, but now I listened to today. We went back up. So it's things like that. How practice, 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 practice. You fall back down a little bit. You practice, 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 and you get moving back up. Speaking of practice, I'm going to talk about this volleyball season a little bit. Since we're here at Nationals, I decided it was, and I would like to talk about sports more on here. I thought it was appropriate to talk about a volleyball season. So, as of right now, we are the number 1 ranked team in the nation, also in our conference. We are 32-0, which includes our conference tournament and the regular season. Our first national tournament game is on Tuesday, 2 days from now, at this time of recording. We are the conference champs. We are the regular season champs, which we were not conference champs last year. They lost to Grandview in, I think, the quarters or semis. But we didn't do that this year. And we were not the 1 seed all year. I think we were top 5 all year. But we were like number 3 when we were like number 8 or 9. We were like number 8 or 9 with the preseason polls. And then we moved up because we were undefeated. So we were like number 3. And then number 2 team was also undefeated. Number 1 team was also undefeated. And then the number 2 team lost, and we moved up to 2. And then closer right here at the end of the season, the number 1 team took a loss, and we moved up to number 1 because we stayed undefeated the whole season. So we went only up. And then I want to mention some of my teammates because some of my teammates are insane, and they got some really awesome accolades. And I've talked about my teammates before, how dealing with the foreign personalities that they have to me is interesting. But they're really good at volleyball. And so we have 2 Dominicans on our team. They're from the Dominican Republic. They are both on the national team for, I think it's U23. And then, oh goodness, here we go.
I'll join the glaze.
Join the glaze? Okay, the mic's right there.
Oh, that's fine. You can probably hear me through yours.
Probably can. Okay. This is when this thing is like right on the edge. So scoot over a little bit. Josiah's back.
My accolades won't be mentioned because I don't have any.
Yeah, we don't got the accolades.
American Chuds.
The foreigners have the accolades. So the 2 Dominicans are probably the most decked out with the accolades. Adrian Figueroa is the conference player of the year and the conference attacker of the year. And then Moises Ortiz was the middle blocker of the year for the conference. And then our Brazilian teammate.
Both of which, Adrian and Moises, both for 2 years in a row at least, Adrian won best scorer and player. I think he won MVP
in
or something like that.
Norcisa?
Norseca.
However you say that. Yeah.
Best scorer.
Which is like the Pan American Cup stuff, all the stuff down there in South America.
All the Pan America. So like,
and they're what? They're 22. They're both 22 years old.
Who really knows? They're Dominican athletes.
Well, all right, but yeah, they're insane. 22. They're insane. And then our friend from Brazil, our teammate Murilo Silva, got co-freshman of the year for the conference. He's not on a national team, but he is.
He was a part of the Brazilian selection, though.
Brazilian selection. I don't know what that is.
This is something that you really don't know until you meet these guys, until you meet people from national teams. But like whenever you play or whenever you are part of these athletes that get invited to these national teams, like for example, any of the under 21, under 23. So for example, Leo on our team. Well, I think he probably U19, U21, and U23. I don't remember which ones he's been to.
But he's on the Mexico national team.
Yeah. Your stats kind of just get maxed, right? All of your technique, your physicality, all these stats kind of get maxed as a player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you have all these players that maybe some of them didn't even play at the national team. For example, Humberto, he played at
League 3, right?
Well, the thing is he was training with the Verona team before that they went under. That club in Italy, the A1 club, went under in Italy. So he was playing with, I don't remember who, but some of the best Italian players.
Yep.
So this is how his stats kind of started to get better. And if he had been able to keep on training with them, who knows the level at which
he's really good too. He doesn't have any of the accolades like these guys do, but
we have very many good players that didn't get accolades because they didn't get the chance to get them. For example, Moise Kabesh.
We call him Habibi.
Yeah, he got invited to the senior Algerian national team, senior team, and he didn't accept it. He's like, I'm gonna go play ball at a small NAIA high school.
Yeah, but yeah, we have Mihailo Ivanovic, who got honorable mention. He's a middle blocker for the honorable mention team, and then we have Jovan Nikolic, who
my glaze period is over.
Who got the he's piecing out. He also got honorable mention team for our conference. And then back to um, Adrian and Moises, they got All American first team, and Murillo got All American first team. And did he get All American freshman of the year? Do you know? Over there? Josiah.
Hmm?
Did he get freshman of the year for All American?
ABCA?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, I mean, it's not released yet. But yeah,
He got freshman of the year for ABC All American, ABCA, excuse me. And yeah, he's like I said, he's very physical and very very good. But yeah, those guys, they're insane to play with. Obviously, I don't do much playing with them other than in practice because I sit the bench in games. But they are really really good at volleyball. I'm going to close here with this statement. I'll admit to my amateurness at podcasting, journalism, and discipline. What I'll also do is persevere. I will not give up on the pursuit to spread the truth, the good news, and the pursuit towards the betterment of the world, but especially of American society. Thank you for watching. This has been the Sam Morgan Show. I'm your host, Sam Morgan. Special guest appearance from Josiah. All my socials are in the description. Make sure you go follow, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in episode 13 next Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye.